Assalamu alaikum for Arab people. Bonsoir à tous for French people. Ni hao for Chinese people. Ciao for Italian people. Guten Tag for German people. To all my African leader, I would like to involve all the African leaders. There's a good news for all African people, from Egypt to South Africa, including our island, Madagascar, and other islands. All Africa. So this is good news. Everybody had to follow for the president, for our president and African president. I'm living for United States for 22 years, and my job in America, I cannot survive for this. But what happened if all African leaders can able to share $1 million value for our African money and give to all African children to cover our struggle? Because the DNA in America have been proved. America always give all the American citizens $8 million. This is DNA always proof. This is true. That's why if you live here, if you come to help Africa, you always suffering to protect Africa. No one can be suffering in African children to protect Africa more than me. So I'm calling all African leaders, for those don't have a corruption. If you know your people live in America, they are not qualified for American benefit, so you can print $1 million for all your citizens. You have a right, and you can take my video. If you get my video, I can be with you. And also, even I want to, if I can go to Africa to get my money, that I can get it, because I no get no benefit here. Because if you live in America, you don't want for you to talk the truth, and you sit down like that, and if you lost your job, you'll be taking yourself. And you see that every day, American, they don't get a job, they can go and they survive. So you know that money have been used for there. The $8 million have been do this process for a long time to be what's their record, how they survive for this country like this. Everybody know America is a beautiful country. If you're not American, you should know how to survive. So because you don't get no aid. But why the Jamaican, the black American, they have a more protection, more like African. Even they joined, they don't have to join the World War II, they joined the World War II. And the Italian, you know that. With not the Christianity, they are not doing nothing. So I'm calling all my African leaders. This not because for anything. Because many Africans, they are lost their children for no education, no health care, no good condition. For this money, many families can able to stand their life for themselves if they are not coming to the Western country. This should be compulsory for every African leader, those don't have a corruption. I think if Malian can get my video, they can do this one first. Every Malian have to receive $1 million for their Malian for France CFA to say that one for all the Malian people to remove the poor for their country, because it's not a country. Your family is not. If not Europe, if you come to America, you by yourself. Have you know this one? I'm from Mandingo. So I'm calling everybody, including the Guinea, including Liberian, the Mandingo they live there, Sierra Leone, Mandingo, the Africa, the Mandingo they live there. You can do Togo, Burkina Faso, anywhere you living. Do this one first, so your children can able to go to school, go get a more education, many languages, like you know, to do this one. Because America, no one will say yes we give to yeah, is it true? No excuse for that. You can do, you can survive. Because we will think if African move to America, we're going to get good recommendation. Because it's not President Donald Trump, he was not the first president. It's George Washington. From George Washington until now, nothing changed. All the benefit going to the black American. The training job is they belong to them. If you go to training, they always ask you first for what? They have to ask you about your GED or your GED, your high school first. Many Africans don't have a high school. How are you going to go to school if you don't have a brief for your life here? You're going to start the bill. You call it the bill, you go to the street. How you go to school? So Africans have to be careful for this position to give every African children $1 million value for the African money, any country you live, for those who don't have a corruption. But I don't think the many countries in Africa are going to be qualified for this one. Ghana will be number one. Hatred against African, the black here, he take our income money, like income tax money, maybe they collect that money to take that one to pay their country. You can make a Google, you can check Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and all the African, they speak English. They say they are sacred here. So you can wait for that one. You only thing, you pay $1 million, you have to make sure, put the DNA, the Jamaican always receive this money. Because if you don't reach that money, you can't behave like that. They are not to respect anyone. That's why they look like when they go to church, and that's why they're training them to behave like that. If no one behind you, you live in a white country, why you can't submit yourself to the African brother? I say all the Africans know, like I heard the YouTube yesterday, 11 country Africa, they are allowed to Jamaica to go there. They are not to go there, they're going to take you, your information, come back here again and torture your people. This is the secret. They have been in the warehouse for a long time. It's not the President Donald Trump. He is not the president who put a trouble ban against everybody. They say they blow for American blood. They want to remove everybody here. But who is the American? No one asked that question. Who is American? If not the European, they call the European the old people. They say they insult for European people. You don't have to say, because when you call the European the old, meanwhile their children don't have the no future. No. We walk the Amazon. They throw the Volvo, Sweden car. Is a Sweden walk in Amazon? No. They say they are benefit to give to the American people. More is like that. Germany car, French car, everybody walk here. Scania, all of them here. DAF, all of them here. So all the benefit for European. We cannot call the European, because men who want to commit the crime, he want to remove the European, Africa have to stand for this one. Anyone behind this one, we have to open the war crime to arrest those people. It's not the warehouse, it's the American law. They cannot remove this one. Deportation. They always agree. That's why Donald Trump coming to take the power. I don't know if my video, people like it, I talk about my African. I not talk to anyone. I talk African. If the African can able to print $1 million value for their civilian, is a good. Because the Quran say, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَمِنْ أَهْلِ الْكِتَابِ مَنْ إِنْ تَأْمَنَهُ بِالدِّينَارِ يُؤَدِّهِ إِلَيْكَ وَمِنْهُمْ مَنْ إِنْ تَأْمَنَهُ لَنْ يُؤَدِّهِ إِلَيْكَ إِلَّا مَا دُمْتَ عَلَيْهِ قَائِمًا. Quran say that. If you give this money $1, but the Quran wants to talk about dinar. So if you give one to those that believe the book people, if you give them, they're going to return back to you. But someday if you give to them, never give to them until you have to stand with them. That's why I stand like that for 22 years. I never get anything. So if you stand, you're going to survive. Because this is with me for a long time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we want to stay as an African, we have to agree this one. Because the Sudanese also, we're going to, if African have the group, the meeting, we can able to talk to Sudanese to stop calling the Sudanese people as a dirt people. You know, Sudanese, they don't take care of themselves. Because they come to America, they're working with security, and they have a gun all the neighborhood to make it violent, and this coming, that violence coming to against African. It's not coming to a black American. It's going to come against the African. They're going to say Sudanese people, they do this one. If you look the YouTube, you're going to see that. So if you don't take care of themselves, every African will not able to take the more insult called the dirt to take to the Sudan, South Sudan, because that will be maybe you collect our resource and they give the Sudanese people so they can survive here. So that will not be. So if anyone have my video, I think they're going to increase this one so we can if there's no government, so if you don't want to change the regime, they can change the regime. This is the best way. Because we voted Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, he never talked even to change the no regime in America, Latin America. No Mexican, no Venezuela, no American through there. So they look like their president, White House, is a president unity from Alaska to South Africa, including Europe and Russia. And look, he's the president for that area. It's not president for America. So because he cannot change no regime here, I know that. Because I think if he want to change the regime, he's going to start for first 3 months in the White House. So that's why we was waiting. But we don't get no change position. Look, he's scared himself. He's scared if he want to take that action. So, like I heard the French say, French government increase for they said the big war coming. The same thing Russia president said also. Think this month also the big war coming. So that I think that is going to be. But for African, we have to make sure we have this money for our children education, our own protection. If any war coming, we can able to protect ourselves. That will be the $1 million for value for every African children. Okay, this one I'm going to say today. لنسبة للعرب الحمد لله عرب معه البترول وله ثروات ضخمة ونحن لا نستطيع أن نحتفظ كل ثرواتنا. So we can able to protect our resource. Like at the meeting, African leader, 5 leader was coming here. So we don't have to pay. I tell today, no African agree. I know they are coming just to watch the White House, but we believe no African will agree to go take our resource to go back to America. We've been gave all of them from George Washington until now. Our resource all coming to here. So we know also, like they said, the Arab oil can take it, but no, our oil will never take it for free. If any leader know they take a resource, go to YouTube. We can go there, and anyone there, you lost yourself. It's clearly because you can't take no more resource because the White House never attest no land from Alaska to Argentina. They never change no regime here. Everything come to us. So إذا كان الأمر كذا فلازم الأفارقة يدافعوا عن أنفسهم. Okay, this is the only short video I'm going to do today. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.